Briana Dinsdale is a Queensland artist who released her debut album Beginnings in 2021. She now has a very catchy, earwormy new single called Chasing Boys. Hi, Briana.
Hi, Sophie. Thanks for having me.
I've been tapping my toes and nodding along to this song. It's great.
Thank
But I'm not going to start talking about the song. I'm actually going to start talking about your recent activity, which includes supporting the Wolf Brothers on tour. How was that?
Oh my gosh, it was the most mind-blowing experience. I still like can't stop smiling every time I think about it. I've been a fan of the Wolf Brothers for years and years now, and have always seen them play live and have just never even thought about supporting them or anything like that. Like I just thought they were so out of our league, whatever. Like just be a fan first. I'm always a fan first and fangirl of theirs. And then my dad calls me one day when I was down in Tamworth at the academy, and he was just like, I've got a support slot for the band. They're for like this country duo, like I don't know, they're not that big. And I was like, oh whatever, let's do it. He's like, yeah, the Dog Brothers or something. And I was like, the Dog Brothers? Who are the
Oh
Dog
my
Brothers?
God.
And then he said it was the Wolf Brothers, and I like broke down and I was swearing, and my mum's on the phone, and I was like, sorry, mum, like I don't swear, but this was one of those things. But it was honestly the most, yeah, incredible experience. Tom and Nick are the nicest guys ever, and it was just, I still pinch myself. It was so fun, so cool.
Well, and also wonderful that they approached you. So obviously, they've because they could have their pick of support artists. They've obviously, made their choice.
Yeah, it was very special, very, very special.
And were the crowds rowdy? I often think with a Wolf Brothers show, the crowds can probably get a little rowdy.
They definitely were. Both crowds. We opened for two shows, and both crowds, they were so different. But all of them like packed right up to the front of the stage. It was just a mosh at
Mm.
both gigs, and they just are so excited. They love the Wolf Brothers, as does anyone. They're so good.
Yeah,
So
they are.
yeah, super cool. Yeah.
They're very good live, yes. But it must be a surreal moment when you've been a fan for years to get that call and think, what? Like, is it really me?
Yeah, I as you can tell, every time someone asks me about it, I just go, yeah, yeah, because it was just so surreal, and yeah, fan first. Or I love, oh my gosh, I can't. It's so
Yeah,
cool.
no, they are a phenomenal live band. I remember seeing them years ago now on Peel Street at Fan Zone,
Mhm.
and they played three songs, as everyone tends to like around three songs at Fan Zone, but it was like a stadium-sized sound. I remember thinking, oh,
Yeah.
that's why these guys are so popular. They have brought the stadium sound onto a small stage in the middle of a street in the middle of the day.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're such performers and entertainers, and came away from those shows with such inspiration to the band and I, just to like work even harder and perfect our craft on stage as entertainers and musicians, because that's exactly what them and the band do in the Wolfies for sure.
Yeah. So you mentioned being at the academy, and I imagine this was your Keith Urban scholarship that you were doing earlier this year. So how did that go?
Yeah, it was great. Another super surreal moment. I always dreamed of going to the academy from when I was probably like 9 or 10, when I was doing competitions, and it was always the big prize. But I never won any competitions, which is fine, and I'm still grateful for it. Everything happens for a reason, and when this whole scholarship opportunity came about for the academy, like supported by Keith's team, it was just like he's on my wall right there, and I've got like a coaster of him. Like I'm a huge Keith fan.
Mhm.
Um, so it was just super full circle, and the academy was incredible. It was so, so good. Yeah.
So you made some good connections by the look of your social media. You made a lot of friends, or you reconnected with friends.
A bit of both. Yeah. Made so many new friends and caught up with some people, even some acquaintances who I barely knew, but like really grew close to them. And Mickey Pye was our group leader in my group, and he was phenomenal. He was always teaching us lots of guitar theory and just how to be a great performer. And
Right.
yeah, it was everything about the academy. It was so like mentally draining, but mentally rewarding at the same time. It was kind of training you for what the industry is like. If you're going to go on tour, those are how long your days are going to be and things like that. So it was really good.
So the academy is the first couple of weeks of January or thereabouts, and it's backing on to the Tamworth Country Music Festival. And then I imagine the students all stay around for the festival. So you're in Tamworth pretty much for the whole of January.
Yeah, I was there from the 2nd of January until like the 25th or something like that. It was a long time, and it's the longest I've been without being near my parents or my sister. Like they came down for 4 days in total for Tamworth, but the rest of the time I was being a big girl and it was very scary. I think I survived. I mean, I'm still here. So
You do look like you had fun, but we should
yeah,
point out your sister is also in your band. So
yeah.
it's logical for you to feel like you're missing her when you're playing music.
Oh yeah, she played a few little shows with me in Tamworth, but it was just so strange not having her there. Like I wish she was at the academy with me and like all these things 'cause she's like my best friend and
Oh.
but yeah, she's an incredible bass player. Probably like I'm not being biased or anything. If I saw her play live and she wasn't my sister, I'd be like she's a really really good bass player, like one of the best that I know. So and she's 17. Crazy.
How dare she?
I know. Make up for the rest of us, Ash.
But she plays bass on Chasing Boys, your new
Yeah.
single. So what sparked the writing of this song?
Oh, well, when I was writing the song, I was in a very confused mood. I was a few months out of a breakup and was just like, was hearing all these different things on how to get over a guy. And I was just like, no, I just can't do anything. I just want to write a song. I just want to scream. Like, I'm just like going crazy. And so, like, I wrote this song and I was clearly in a cheeky mood as well because a lot of the lyrics are kind of cheeky. And it kind of sat on the shelf for ages. And then one day in band practice, I was like, I want to show you this song. And they were like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, oh, really? And so it just kind of went from there and just generated itself naturally. So yeah, one of the songs I never thought I would release, but here we are.
Right. Did you not think you'd release it because it was a bit cheeky?
I think that was part of it. And then I also think I just didn't think it was good enough.
Right.
I'm very picky with my songs. I have a lot of shelved songs that I haven't even shown my band or my dad or my mum. Um, and I don't know, I wanted to show them this song because I was like, we can make it super country and I love super, super country songs. And so that's kind of what we did. And I think that's kind of what ended up leading me to put it out is because it's kind of different, but still got that modern twist to it where young listeners would like it, I think. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. No, I think it does because it does sound modern, but it's also a relatable theme.
Yeah.
A lot of people go through breakups and feel like they should be chasing boys, but the message is don't. So the producer you worked with was Louise Wheatley. Have you worked with her before?
I have. She did my album and my first few singles, and she's incredible. She is such a front woman in the studio. It's amazing to watch, and she really inspires me and all the musicians that come in to work on it. Yeah, I think it's really special working with a female producer when I was creating lots of breakup music, because she kind of could understand me and maybe she went through that in the past. But yeah, she's like family to me. Her and her family are family to us. So it's really special to be able to be in the creation process with her and the family. Yeah.
Is she geographically close to you, or did you have to travel to work with her?
She's 20 minutes down the road, so it's
Oh.
nice and handy. Go there anytime I want.
And the band you played gigs with, they played on the single by the look of the credits.
Yes, so I had two members of my band play on the song. I had my sister, Ashlyn, played bass, and then my lead guitarist, Jackson, played some of the guitar parts on there, and his dad was another musician on there, but Jackson's played on my music since the very beginning, and he's the same age and way more musically I don't know the word, musically
Intuitive.
smarter than me. I'm just like, play this, and I'll like say, and it'll play it. And I'm like, there you go, that's perfect.
That's why he's a lead guitarist, but of course he's not a songwriter and he's not performing your songs. So everyone has their skills.
Exactly. Yes, that actually does make me feel a lot better about myself. Thank you. I needed that.
I didn't say it to make you feel better about yourself because you should anyway, but I'm just,
Oh, no.
everyone does have their skill sets and it is,
Absolutely.
and part of it, I mean, the song is cheeky, yes, but I think you've always had this knack of seeing things a bit differently as a songwriter in a cool way, in a sometimes not necessarily a left of center way, but having that perspective, but also keeping it in the song rather than thinking, oh no, I shouldn't say it that way.
Yeah, I think with me, honesty is key, and writing for me is the main thing I kind of do. Just writing when I'm writing solo mainly about a personal experience, being true to myself and not twisting things just so it will appear to other people. Sometimes it does go down that lane, but when I'm in the songwriting process, sitting there on my bed, I'm just one with myself. So that's where the cheekiness came from, because I was clearly just a bit ticked off by the whole situation.
Did you feel that it kind of bubbled to a point where you had to get it out, or had you set aside some time and thought, I'll just see what is here?
I think it was a bubble up, like it was just sitting there ready to come out, that I was a bit angry because I was just sad. Every song I was writing was kind of sad or mellow. And so when I wrote this one, I was like, blah, 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 like just get it all out. And I'm pretty sure it was the last real personal breakup song I really wrote. I mean, there were more after it, but it was more just like, because I was familiar with it now. This one was more from still in that heartache pain, which I feel like some people might not be able to tell from how upbeat it is. You wouldn't think you would be really sad, but I was.
Well, except as you said, it was a bit of anger in it, and I think that's the driving force. And there is this sense in it of you being a little bit angry that you're not over it already. I think was part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And songwriting is therapy. And beware, if you date a songwriter, you're gonna get a song written about you. At least one. It could be, in my ex's situation, there could be like 40. Who knows?
Well, that's a double album at least.
Yeah. Lots of songs.
Well, maybe you just had to write them to clear them out of the way so you can, move on. Maybe it's songwriting as catharsis, I guess. It's just like a therapy technique as well.
It is, definitely. And there are days when I just like come home and I just don't know what to do. It's just been a really, as you can tell, it's been a really busy day for me. My words aren't coming out right. And sometimes I'll just sit on my bed or sit at my keyboard and just write, even if it's just a verse, like just something, because I think, it is a form of therapy for us musicians. And I feel like even if you're not a songwriter, sometimes people come home and just play, just sing and play, because it's just really therapeutic. It is, yeah.
Or they put on a recorded song and sing along to it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So before you have new music coming out, do you feel more excited than nervous, or is it always a nerve-wracking sort of thing?
I think it's different each song. So this one, I was extremely nervous, mainly because I think it was the cheekiness that made me nervous, because I'm like, so many people are going to hear this and it's like a bit exposing, but honestly, I'm fine now. Like it's out there, it's whatever. If people like it, they like it. But like when I released Irresistible Force like 6 or 7 months ago, I was also extremely nervous, but nervous to the point where I was also excited because it was like my first big change from the album on that. And there was definitely more excitement to that than, like, there was still excitement for Chasing Boys. Absolutely. It's so exciting to put a song out. It's a dream, living the dream that 12-year-old Briana wanted to do. But it was more just like the fear of what everyone thinks, which I just need to get over. But that's my teenage brain still there.
Oh, look, I think it's always there. And in some ways, when you're putting art out into the world, it's normal, and it's actually not a bad thing, because it keeps you connected to the audience in a way, because you're always thinking there's someone on the other side. If you were just thinking, oh, well, who cares? No one's going to listen to it, then you're in danger of writing and creating only for yourself, which can then make you work a bit insular.
Exactly. It's a mind game, and I'm still wrapping my head around it. And I probably will be the rest of my career.
Well, that's quite all right, especially when you're writing songs like this. Now, you wrote this song on your own, but you've co-written in the past with people like Casey Barnes and Melanie Moko. What do you enjoy about co-writing?
Oh, co-writing is one of my favorite things ever. It's so fun. While you're creating a piece of music, you're also like catching up with a person. Like I feel like half the time when I'm doing a co-write, we just talk most of the time. But I think co-writing is one of the most magical things as a songwriter, is just bouncing ideas and creating something that's never been created before, and you've just created it. It's really cool. Like I did a co-write with Bella McKenzie last week, and we wrote this song, and we were both shocked by the end of it. We were just like, did we just really write that? Because we feel like it was something we would hear on the radio and we would listen to. So we're like, oh, happy chappy, like, whoa, we just wrote a really cool song, but we'll probably listen to it in 2 weeks and be like, is this really that good? But we'll see. It's just, co-writes are always just, I love them, but sometimes it's hard when you're just so emotionally drained and you have no ideas to give. You feel like you're lacking, but then you have to remind yourself like that you're there for a reason, and if you weren't there, the concept might not have happened, or this line and the song might not have happened. So even if like you're not contributing 70% of the song or 50%, that 5% could be the make or break thing, you know? I love
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah.
And so do you also find that having the other person there does force you to put a bit more energy into it if you are feeling low energy?
Oh yeah. Definitely. Especially in really big group settings. Sometimes one-on-one it could be a bit different. It could just be like their ideas are flowing, they're just going to put it all on paper. But if you're in like a group setting of like 4 or 5 people in a room doing a co-write, sometimes they will like be like, come on, Brianna, like wake up, what do you got? Just because it's more of a chop and change kind of write when you're in a rotational situation, from my experience, but it could be different for everyone for sure.
So you were at the academy for 2 weeks. Did you find any new co-writing partners out of that?
Yeah, I wrote a few songs with some Academy friends. I did one with Cheyenne Irwin, Wade Forster, um, and then I also wrote with Liam Kennedy Clark and Lynn Botel on a track, which was super special to perform that one at the graduation concert. But I think the songwriting side of the Academy is so magical because everyone there, whether they write songs or not, they love country music, and just bonding over different types of country music and putting it into song is super cool. Uh, and that's kind of what happened with these writes is I did one country pop song, one traditional country song, one country Americana song. Like it was all over the place, but I loved it. It was so cool.
Now you've also been partaking of TikTok. I've seen you on TikTok. Are you enjoying TikTok, or are you feeling more like, oh, I have to be on there?
Oh my gosh, I love TikTok. I am a TikTok advocate. Some people go, "Oh my God, I hate TikTok. I don't know how to work it." I was like, "That's the issue. You don't know how to work it. Once you
Right.
know how to work it, it's sweet sailing from there. It's just so much fun, and I feel like it's a mainly positive platform now. It used to be a bit chop and change, but now it's super positive. I'm feeling from the side of TikTok I'm on. I don't know, maybe there's a deep side that I'm not into, but I just love posting whatever. Like I'm going to Harry Styles tomorrow night and I'm gonna like do a get ready with me because I think they're so fun and I love watching them, and I'm like, who knows, maybe someone wants to watch one from me, but probably not. But I just make them because they're fun.
Everyone I know is going to Harry Styles. For some reason, I've obviously missed the memo on going to Harry Styles, but I was talking to a friend just this afternoon. She's like, oh, I'm going to Harry Styles. Someone else is going to Harry Styles. I thought, oh, clearly this is just the thing.
Even my mom's coming.
Well, he does appeal to many different people. That's
Yes.
so. Is he only playing the one night in Brisbane, or is it?
Yeah, it's at the Gold Coast, which is
Oh, the
even
Gold Coast.
stranger. It's a different kind of thing. Normally it's at Suncorp or something in Brizzy, but it's down at the Gold Coast now, so that'll be interesting. Yeah.
Well, it should be huge too. If it's just the one night, everyone will.
I'm so scared. I feel like I'm gonna get trampled just walking into the stadium.
Let's hope that doesn't emerge. But I hope you enjoy Harry Styles and getting ready. But it's interesting that you said people not knowing how to work TikTok. Maybe you should give a little TikTok tutorial to some musicians.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I would be able to do that. I'm still figuring it out. Like there's so many settings and effects and all these things. I normally just go record and edit and use the right hashtags and you're sweet. But apparently there's so much more to it, but I'm still learning.
If you're having fun, that's all there is, really.
Exactly. Yeah.
So after you've recovered from Harry Styles, will you be looking ahead to recording some more songs anytime soon? What are your plans for the next few months?
Yeah, well, I actually don't know if I'll ever recover from Harry Styles, so no, I'm kidding. I'm sure I will, but I feel like it's going to be strange waking up the next day. I'll be in like a fever dream, like, oh my God, I just saw Harry Styles. But yeah, definitely going to record some more music. A main goal for this year is live performance and just getting around and playing. Doing lots of original shows is my main thing. I'm very excited for that. But yes, got another release hopefully in a few more months down the track.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm just like trying to focus on Harry Styles, to be honest. No.
But do you feel, given that you are gigging and looking for shows, do you feel like live music is back to where it was? In some ways, I feel that people are more keen on seeing live music now.
Yeah, I think people have learnt to respect it so much more than they did pre-C word. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that anymore. But the whole shebang that happened for a few years. I think, yeah, I especially know it, even me, I appreciate it so much more, even though I was such a live music go-getter. It's like my therapy now, as well as singing and playing music, going and watching music. I feel like so many people have realized how like happiness boosting it is, because it's just good environments, whether it's like your kind of genre or not. I feel like live music, you just go, oh, live music, not oh, DJ, you know?
Yeah. Actual people playing actual instruments and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is. You're absolutely right. There is a lot of joy to be had in live music, and yeah, the joy is what we should all be about these days.
Yeah.
Hence, and back to Harry Styles, we come with that word.
Exactly. He brings so much joy.
It does bring joy. Well, Briana, chasing boys, I was going to say chasing girls, chasing boys also brings a lot of, see, Harry Styles had twisted my brain around. So all I was thinking about was the teenage girls in the audience.
Yeah.
Not a teenage girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm waffling now. I'm going to let you go and think about what you're wearing to Harry Styles, and maybe you'll tap your toes to your own song while you're getting ready.
Maybe. Or I'll listen to Harry Styles.
I hope you have a great time there. Thank you for creating a great song for us to tap our toes to, and I'll look forward to your next song.
Thank you, Sophie. Thank you for having me. It's been a fun chat. My cheeks are hurting from smiling so much. It's been great.
Mine too. Thanks, Briana. Bye.